Okay everyone, let's draw our tree. You have your brown square paper, you have a Sharpie, and you have a pencil with an eraser. Let's start with the pencil. So we're going to start by making a big letter Y. Start in the middle of the bottom of your paper. Make a straight line that goes up about halfway on your paper. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. We know that trees aren't perfectly straight. Then we're going to go diagonally to the corner of our top paper and other way, diagonally to the corner of the top of the paper. So you've got a big letter Y. This is like the tree trunk and the two big branches. Let's add some more branches. Let's go to the left side and add a straight line branch that just comes out. Then let's go on the opposite side of that same area, and we're going to go out again diagonally. Let's go to this tree branch over here on the right hand side, and we'll do the same type of thing. We're going to go out diagonally, up diagonally. And then let's add some more branches. So we're going to make some tinier branches that come off of these. So I'm going to go out, out diagonally, and then down here out diagonally, and then out diagonally. So you can see the tree branches start to look like big letter Y's or big letter V's. Let's add some branches in this area. It looks kind of blank here. So I'm going to add a branch that just comes out this way and then this way. Now here's where you can be a little creative. You can add a few more branches wherever you like. You can even add some coming off from the tree trunk right here if you like. And a few more if you'd like. Okay, when you're finished, you're going to take your Sharpie and we're just going to kind of outline these lines, but not in a way that we are used to. We're not going to go directly on the pencil line. We're going to make two lines on the right and left hand side that go around the branches. Let's start with the tree trunk. So we're going to go to the left hand side of the tree trunk and put your Sharpie on the line, but then hop to the left of it a little bit. Then you're going to make a line that follows that pencil line, but when you see it's about to touch another line, you need to stop. So I was about to hit this, but I wanted to stop there, and then hop over that to continue the tree trunk. Let's go to the right hand side now. We need to do the same thing, and if you have a branch here, stop and hop and finish the right hand side of that tree trunk. Now let's go to these big branches that we added in the beginning. We're going to continue this line up the trunk here. I have a branch here, so I'm going to stop and hop and continue. And of course, what we do on the right hand side, we have to do on the left. So let's go to the left hand side. And I have a branch here, so stop and hop and continue off the paper. Let's go to the big branch on the left. And same thing, stop and hop when you hit a branch. Ooh, that one I had to stop and hop 2 times. So you can see this is starting to look like a thicker tree. The reason why we went on the right hand side and the left hand side is because we want to make this tree look a little bit thicker, not like it just has skinny bones. All right, now it's your job to go around the rest of the branches. We all have different types of branches here. So I, for example, have a branch right here. So I'm going to continue up this branch and I'm going to go around it on the right hand side. Then I have to go around it on the left hand side. So I'm going to continue around. When I get to the top, I can just curve around it and go back down and continue around that until I get back to close that branch. Go ahead and finish the rest of your branches while I'm finishing mine. All right, I finished my tree. I'm going to close my Sharpie and grab my pencil again. I want to get rid of all the pencil lines. So go ahead and take your eraser and just get rid of all those lines. Okay, now it's time to paint. So you'll see that you have a paper plate with, or a paint palette with black and white on it, but you don't have any color yet. So you're gonna choose one color. You're going to add 1 drop of paint, about the size of a quarter, in a different spot. And then you will need your paint tray with your water cup, your sponge, and a couple different brushes. We have a thick brush and a skinnier brush. Okay, so we're gonna be mixing up some color values, some tints and some shades, light and dark colors. Let's start with the tints. So I'm going to take a little bit of red with my brush and put it in a new pile. Then I'm going to take a little bit of my white and mix it in. You can see it's making my red a little bit lighter. If I want it to be even lighter, I will add another scoop of white. Great, I have a nice tint. You'll see it's kind of making a pinkish shade because red plus white makes pink. Now I'm going to paint in the spaces around the tree. I'm not going to paint the branches, only the areas around the tree. So I can paint this big space, this one around the branch, these little ones here. Let's start with just this one right here. I'm gonna use my brush smoothly. I like to go on the edge of the line and pull my brush in to make a nice smooth area of paint, and then go back over it on the other side and maybe give it one more smoothing down and over to get it nice and even. If I need to get in a little corner there, that's where my tiny brush can help. All right, I'm gonna wash this away. So I have my water cup, dip, dip, then scrub on my sponge to get all that color value off. I might need to dip one more time in the water and scrub again to make sure it's really clean. Let's see how to make a shade, darker color. So I'm gonna start a new pile. I don't wanna go in the same pile that the white was in. Take a scoop of red, or 2, tiny bit of black. Black is a very strong color. It likes to take over, so you don't need more than a little spot. Mix it up, and you'll see it's making a darker color, a darker red. Let's use that shade, that darker red somewhere. Let's paint this spot right here. Remember, if you need a smaller brush, switch to that smaller brush to get the edges. That looks great. Let's wash this away. And actually, I can use these same piles because you know what I can do? I can make an even darker color by adding just a spot more of black or 2 to make an even darker shade. I like that. That's like a nice maroon color. So I can use that to paint some of the other spaces around the tree. Okay, this looks great so far. I'm gonna wash this off of my brush. And then let's see, I can also just use my regular color. This is called my color hue. And I can paint some of the areas just with my regular color if I would like. All right, I am going to keep painting my areas until I have filled the whole thing with different tints and shades of my color. Okay, I finished my painting. I've covered my whole tree around the branches with different tints and shades of my color. I'm gonna put this on the drying rack now that I'm finished.